guys, it's me, Jen, your pudgy picker, here again with another weight loss video. We are going to be talking about week 5. I can't believe it's been over a month. It's crazy. So first of all, I missed this on the last video, but I want to make sure you guys understand that I am not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. These videos are me documenting what I am doing on my weight loss journey. These are my experiences. They're my opinion. They're how I feel. So your experience may not be the same. I'm not affiliated with, I'm not being paid by, or in any way being compensated by anyone for this information and what I'm putting out on my channel about weight loss. And of course, I'm not advocating, I'm not encouraging anyone to take these meds or not take these meds, or any other medication for that matter. That is a decision for you and your doctor. Whew. Okay, now that all the legal stuff is done. Okay, so week 5. Week 5 covers 8-7, which is August 7th through August 13th. I'm sorry if you get a little wind. It is a little breezy outside, so I'm going to go into how my week was. We'll get into that. So, starting weight for this week was 245.6 pounds. My ending weight is 245.4 for a loss of 0.2 pounds. So, we are all at the point in this journey where you first hit that first, kind of like, nothing's happening. I'm not losing. What am I going to do? That whole situation. I've expected this because this happens in every journey, either in the first couple weeks or after a month, or maybe even after a few months if you're fortunate. But I am in no way changing my resolve to do what I need to do. I'm not rethinking anything. I'm not like, I'm going to have to do this or change that. I know my eating has been very solid this week, so it's not like I can say, well, yeah, maybe it was that 5 slices of pizza I ate 3 days this week. No. So the point being that this is going to happen in every journey. There's going to be a setback of some sort, and it is a loss, so I'm at least looking at it that way. And I have been on the 0.25 for 5 weeks. So I'm going to be having an appointment tomorrow, which I'll talk about later, and I'll be addressing that dose because I think it's time for me to go up. So my overall starting weight, because this is the yay after not such a great number, my overall starting weight from July 1st was 264.4, making my total loss so far, and a loud truck. It's the FedEx truck. Don't stop here, please. Nope, he's not stopping. Whew. I don't think I'm expecting anything. Well, they're at the other end of the yard barking. By the way, I'm sitting in my yard again. So, are you done? You successfully chased him away. You have yet again saved our lives, Beans. Thank you. Okay. So how did the week go? This week was challenging, and I don't equate that to a 0.2 loss, but we literally had a couple of tornadoes touch down this past Tuesday. Oops, sorry, I bumped the table. So we got a really bad storm. There was a lot of damage. I don't have any trees in my yard. As I've said a million times, this big tree is the neighbor's. And there's another tree over here that I won't show you, but a third of it was in the road. The street crew came by and they cleaned it up right up to the sidewalk, so the rest is his responsibility. That's the neighbor with the dogs, so I don't care. And then this neighbor over here, her front yard, she had a tree that was about this big, the trunk, and the whole thing fell over. It didn't hit any of our property. It did knock down her gutter above her garage. And then she had her car in the garage. So neighbors went over with some chainsaws and cut it all up so that she could get out. So now we're just waiting for however they're going to collect it. So that being said, the storm came through on Tuesday at about 3 o'clock. I went grocery shopping that morning. So, because I was like, oh, I know it's supposed to rain and I'll go out and get what I need. And then I won't have to worry about getting wet. And I'm very glad that I did because our power went out. Now, our power goes out, sadly, regularly here. I've often joked that a bird can fly over and poop on the line and we'll lose electricity. But we lost electricity Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday morning it came back. So we were literally without power for 4 to 5 days. Now, I'm not, as much as it was an inconvenience and a pain and all that other stuff, I'm very thankful that nothing damaged our house. We just had a new roof. Our landlord put on a new roof, a couple months ago, a month or so ago. So it wasn't that long ago. So that was in good condition. I probably would have worried more about it had it not been done. But we have a small generator, like an engine basically, that you plug in. It's not attached to the house. You just pull it out, put a gas in it, and start it. And it's not a very big one, so we're able to keep our refrigerator going, our freezer that's in the garage. My husband, Mr. Pudgy Picker, has sleep apnea, so that's able to take care of that at night. And we have a fan running because it was hot. First couple days it was fine. It cooled off and then it got really hot. And then, of course, the once in a while cable to get our electronic devices. So this very old gas grill is fed directly from the house. So that is gas fed. So we did some cooking on that this week. Also, our hot water tank is, if this is too much information, yeah, I'm sorry. This is how I do things here. So our hot water tank is also gas fed. So yeah, so we were able to take showers. So, it could have been worse. I know it was worse for people. There was even some people in different neighborhoods that started to get their electricity back first, and they would literally set out some lawn chairs on their front porch and run an extension cord out and say, hey, if you want to come by and sit on my porch, you can plug in and charge your devices. Really nice neighborly thing to do. There's also a man that was cooking. He was grilling. He was making tons of food. He's like, hey, if your food got ruined or you want to come over and have a hot meal, here's what I'm serving today. He did that like 3 days in a row. So, it's a shame it takes a tragedy or some kind of event for people to know that those kind of people are out there, but it was really nice. So, there's always going to be people complaining about, how long it took. And it's funny because whenever you report an outage, they very quickly say, okay, this is the day you expect to be back. They were saying the 14th, which it would have been out like a week and a half. So Mr. Pudgy Bear is like, oh man, I gotta wait that long. I said, no, they push it out a few days. So, when they get it done early, we're like, hey, we got it done early. So, which thankfully it did. I know as of like yesterday, there was still like 3% of the city was out. Which stinks because you're like, oh, it's only 3%. Well, if it's you, it's 100% for you. So yeah, so eating was a little bit of a challenge because of that. Since I had gone grocery shopping, it wasn't like, oh no, we got to start digging into the cabinets and cooking food that, has been there a while, or it's canned, or it's not fresh. So I had tons of fruit. I had tons of veggies. I had salad makings. I got some meat and things to grill, which I did. We did unplug our fridge to plug in our microwave, and we did use that to steam some veggies one night. And then we had a little bit of leftovers, so we went to throw that on a plate and throw it in the microwave, and the microwave kept stopping. So it was giving us an error code. So, go on the good old internet and look that up, and it was a main component. It's just not a simple fix. So we did lose the microwave. So I don't know if I think it was just kind of coincidental that it happened while our electricity was out, but it was like, ugh. So yeah, so this week I ate pretty good. I think I was right on task. I think the first evening we weren't sure exactly what was going to happen, and by the time it happened and things started clearing up, everybody was poking their head out, and oh no, there's damage. And by the time all this was over, it was like 5:30, and I was like, well, I could fire up the grill. And my husband was like, you know what, let's just call around and maybe do something simple. So we went to a stir fry place that we have gone to. So we went a few cities over and picked that up. So there's some people that never lost power. My son lives, east side. I think his was off for a couple hours. My daughter's on the west side. Hers didn't go off at all. So, wherever you happen to be. So thankfully, I don't think there was anyone injured. A tree didn't fall on anybody. My neighbor, her car was in the garage. Our cars are almost always in the garage. So, it could always be worse. So the only casualty was not my diet, but it was a microwave. So, okay, so that's how my week went. So that was, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, that was literally most of the week. So, okay, so food, I was eating a lot of veggies, some fruit. Again, priority is still a lot of protein and veg to kind of keep things moving, which moves us on to side effects. Had a teeny bit of constipation, not bothersome. I didn't have to take anything. I didn't, just whenever that happens, I try and eat more fruit and vegetables, and then that kind of just naturally gets things going. I also have Greek yogurt, so I'll usually, mix in some blueberries or something with that, and that helps. So no, I haven't had to take anything yet. Exercise, I'm doing more movement, like things I gotta do, like this tree dropped an absolute ton of branches in our yard. And I was like, I know I got to get out there and pick those up. And anything bigger than a chopstick is, I don't want to run over it with my lawnmower because I don't want to cause any damage. I'm sorry if we're wiggly. It's breezy. So I literally spent 2 hours out in the yard. I had my little long pinchy thing, so I was walking around. I was doing a lot of bending over too, but I was out in the yard 2 hours doing that, and I filled up an entire garbage can full of sticks. So, I mean, that was the only thing. I don't know. You could still see a little bit of, if it was like a few leaves here and there, I didn't pick it up. If it was a bunch attached to something, then I did pick it up. And then I figure whatever is still out here or whatever, it'll pick it up with my lawnmower. So yeah, so I did that. So my mood, it was decent. It was decent for the electricity being out because we pulled the generator out of our garage and we put it up close to our garage, and then I pulled my car almost up against it to prevent someone from trying to walk off with it. So that's loud. It wasn't right under our window, but it was further down on that side of the house where our bedroom window is. And of course it's warm, and if you hear anything, you feel like you're on alert even if you're trying to sleep, and that's the way it was. And you don't get good sleep when that's going on. So I think I've been a little bit tired because of that. I wasn't really keeping to a morning schedule and a night schedule. I'd gotten really good about my sleep. So the last couple of days, now that we're back on regular days, I decided to kind of, do my alarm again, make sure I'm up, make sure I'm going to bed at a decent hour, and to kind of keep that rolling along. Coming appointments, actually. I had an appointment today at 1 o'clock with the nutritionist, and she's asking me about exercise, and I'm like, you know what? I could lie to you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, I'm having a hard time getting started with exercise. And I'm like, well, I do a lot. I do a lot of physical things, and I was out in the yard 2 hours, and she's like, that's good. Regular movement's good, but we want you to do exercise that's above what you normally do. Makes sense. I get it. So I'm going to be doing some walking this week. The weather's decent today. I think it's only like 75 and breezy today. So, and then we talk. She's like, okay, well, what time do you think would work best? What time of day? Any particular days? And I'm like, first thing in the morning would probably be best, because then I could just get it done and then be like, okay, I don't have to think about it anymore. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So today is Tuesday. I'm recording this. So I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do. She said 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week. So I'm probably going to be starting that very soon. What else? So she said she wants to see me in 2 weeks. So she had done, the 2 weeks, and okay, 2 weeks, and okay, 3 weeks. And then I'm like, no, I'm not exercising. She's like, okay, 2 weeks. So she's like, I'm going to keep pestering you. And I said, no, I totally get it. I'm going to do my best, and I know I'm going to be back here, and I'm going to have to be accountable. So I get it. As far as questions, I know I don't want to make this too super, super long, but a few questions that I've received, and I think a few people have jumped on to my first original video that I did. When I was like, here's what I'm thinking about sharing with you. This is what I'm going to do. That video should be linked toward the end of this video, or my playlist of my weight loss videos, so that you can take a look at that. But I've had people, oh, you really shouldn't take, and this isn't regular people that watch me, you shouldn't do that. And other people are concerned, or have told me they're nurses or doctors, or, why is it cheaper with the other place? And, just because it's cheaper, maybe it's not quality, a lot of things like that. And so basically, if I wanted to get these things from my doctor, I couldn't do it. I cannot afford $1,000 a month, and to pay $1,000 a month when I know I can get it cheaper somewhere else, and I am doing well on it now, that's not going to happen. That being said, it's like, oh, what about your numbers, and what about your doctor knowing? And I see my doctor next month, so I'm going to be able to tell her what I'm doing, explain how I've come so far, show her what I'm taking, and then, be able to discuss that with her and get any of her concerns, etc. So, yeah. So I will be talking to my doctor my doctor does it the week before you go in for your appointment. You go and get your blood drawn, so that they run that panel and they look over it, and then they go through and circle stuff, and then they have that when I come into my appointment. Most doctors are like, oh yeah, we'll draw some blood, and if anything's over the top or not right, we'll let you know. But then they're just like, oh, you got this, or I'm just going to prescribe something. It's nice to have those numbers in front of her, and she can go over them, and then she gives me the copy, and I also have them in the patient portal thing. So I'm interested to see what she thinks. As far as the medicine being cheaper, where I'm getting it, I go through Mochi Health. If you are considering doing it, and you would like a 40% or $40 off, if you do sign up, I do have a discount code. But I'm not going to leave it here, because I don't want anyone to think, I'm going to tell you this, and if you don't agree with it or whatever, I get it. But I don't want it to appear in any way that I am encouraging anyone else to take it. But if you make that decision that you want to do it, you cannot get it through your doctor, your insurance doesn't cover it, or my situation, okay, out of pocket's going to be $1,000, and you can't do that, but you think you could afford Mochi Health if you look it up. My email is down in the description box. Just shoot me an email and say, hey, you know, I'm thinking about starting, or I'm going to start. Could I get that coupon code? I will send it to you directly. So I'm just going to put that out there. You know, if a lot of people ask, maybe I'll include it somewhere. But I just, initially talking about it, you know, for complete transparency, it's $40 that you get off. Let's say you join, you get $40 off. And then I get $40 toward my, you know, the plan that I'm on. Okay? You get it? You understand? Okay. So, that being said, if you're interested in that code, or you do your own research, or whatever, you talk to your doctor and you're interested in that, shoot me an email. And I think that is all that I had. Upcoming appointments. I do have an appointment tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. And this is the first follow-up visit I've had from the actual doctor through Mochi Health that prescribed it. So, and I haven't talked to her since before I ordered it, because I talked with her. She said, yeah, let's do this. And then she set it up to be shipped. So I haven't spoken to this doctor, since before I started, which was like the last few days, like the 29th of June, something like that. 29th or 30th, something like that. But anyway, so I do have that appointment tomorrow. So that'll be nice. So that's where we're at. Because coming up next week, with my 7th shot that I'll be doing on the 20th. These videos are a little bit behind, just so you know, because I need time to prepare and mentally think, and then write down, and then actually film and upload and all that stuff. So the 20th is my 7th shot, and I'm speaking to her 6 days before, which is tomorrow. You got that? So basically all that to say, she's probably going to encourage me to go up, and I'm probably going to do that. So it'll be 2 months that I've been on the 0.25 starter dose. So yeah, so next week, for next week's video, I will have that information from the doctor. So by the time you see this video, I will have already had the appointment. But if there's any other questions or anything you're interested in asking, I can either find out, or I can always shoot her a message. They have a messaging system. So that's what we'll do. So when I talked to the nutritionist, she said, you have to go back onto the website. I wish they had an app. You know, I'll have to check into that. But anyway, so I go back onto the website, I sign in, and then I went ahead and made an appointment for 2 weeks from today for the nutritionist. So you just go on there, and there's a calendar with all the days, and then you know, it's super easy to make another appointment or cancel or move it. So it's nice. So I guess that's it. I mean, not much, 0.2, but we are creeping closer to where we need to be. I keep telling myself I didn't gain this weight overnight. I didn't gain it in a few weeks. So if I have a few weeks where it's slow or it's not as great as it once was, that's okay. I didn't wake up, you know, at my weight and go, oh my God, what happened? So I'm trying to be patient with myself. And I also asked my nutritionist, I'm like, so where should I be with my calories? And I think she was saying between 15 and 16. Last time I talked to her, be a little closer to 16. She goes, where you're at, I don't want this slowing down to be because you're not eating enough. And she's like, I know that sounds counterintuitive, which it is. But she's like, I want you between 16 and 17. So I'm like, well, let me read you, because I keep track of my calories on my calendar. So I could look it up and say, okay, yesterday was this amount, day before it was this amount, day before it was this amount. So I was hitting like some 1600s, a few 1500s, and even a few 14, like 1493, 1487 for calories. So she's like, she goes, okay, between 15 and 17, but shoot for 16. And if you go over, that's fine, you're good. And I'm like, okay. So that's where we're at. She did recalculate since I've lost a little, and I think she was recommending 93 grams of protein, and that has dropped down a little bit to 89 grams. So still, that's a decent amount. So that is it. That is all. I'm sorry if this was long-winded, but I had some information I wanted to cover, especially about the doctor's appointment. Some weeks are just kind of like, nothing much changed. Here's my weight number. Here's my numbers, you know. And especially with eating food, I eat the same things all the time. I've been trying to eat seasonally, which has always been nice. You know, when you eat stuff in season, it's cheaper and it tastes better. So I had stopped at a veggie stand not too far from my store where I have my antique booth. And they had the little pickling cucumbers. They're about that big. So I cut up all those and just sprinkle a little salt in there. And that was my lunch yesterday. I had that and a banana. So any of the fresh stuff, and I also bought some tomatoes, and some corn. So that is stuff that I keep incorporating in. And of course the veggies and the fruit kind of keep things moving. So I'm going to sign off for now. Please, if you are new to my channel and you've never seen me before, if you find these videos interesting, check out some of my other content. I do garage sale hauls. I do some how-tos. I do booth tours occasionally so you can see what my selling space looks like. And yeah, so maybe you might want to stick around. Speaking of this, I'm going to sign off with this. So we have the grill, and right here where you see the little scrubby thing I use, there's a burner you can use to put a pot on. And I was like, maybe we could use that for cooking this week with electricity out. And I thought, you know, I'll look under there and see what I have to do to light it. So I lifted up the lid. There's a little top on there. And there's about 3 things this big with wasp nests. So I keep seeing wasps fly around. I'm going to have to take care of this before it gets worse. But I opened it up and I was like, nope. Closed it back up. So yeah, so that was fun. So I will see you guys next time for the next weigh-in and see what kind of progress I made. Hopefully more than 0.2. But we're going to keep hanging in there, keep doing the thing, and we're going to get to where we want to be because that's what it's all about. So I will see you guys next time. Have patience with yourself. Either you're trying to lose weight or just in any other avenue of your life. You have more patience for other people than you do for yourself sometimes, and you need to do that. So again, click these videos up here. I will see you guys next time, and I will see you then. Bye!